Hey guys, you're about to listen to our show Records and Rants, a weekly show where Dixon and I discuss or review an album, song, or other music-related subject, and then at the end we let off some steam and rant about a random topic of the week. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like below if you enjoy, and leave a comment if you have an album or topic you want us to discuss in the next episode. New uploads every week. Yo, what is up everyone? This is Records and Rants with Ice and Dixon. How are you?
Ice. Short and sweet intro. Love it, man. Great to be back in the studio.
Yeah, no, it's really great. I wanted to do like a little longer intro. I was going to kind of tell them what we were going to get into. Well, you know what? I might as well do it right now. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is EDM artists and why there seems to be no new emerging artist. And it seems like everyone's so old anymore. But then we're going to get into a rant later. We're going to talk about the end. This is huge, actually. The end of an era. The end of the muscle cars. It's actually happening. It's upon us now. And here we are. So thanks, Joe Biden. But yeah. So yeah. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we were able to do this. It's late night too. You guys probably won't know this, but this is your late night with Ice and Dixon on Records and Rants.
Usually we're afternoon drive time.
Yeah.
Today we're trying something new. Getting back into the gymnasium. Making some food at home. It's the schedule. The artist has got to be ready, and that better than anybody as an amateur producer yourself.
Yeah, amateur myself. Oh, so talk to me about this this meal prepping, this gym thing, because I'm actually meal prepping myself right now, and
it's
funny you say that because I literally just started this week.
It's funny because I've been doing about 2 weeks, and what I've noticed is that I'm unintentionally eating plant-based during the day, not in a soy boy way. Hate to be like that, but it's not like I'm not eating like a veggie burger and tofu. No, none of that stuff.
You're not seeking it out. Yeah,
it's poison for your body. Drop the tofu.
Get it out of there.
Yeah, get it out of there. So what I kind of do is I usually have like salads, and I've been eating a ton of vegetables, like just for volume. So like I get those little mini cucumbers from Sam's Club. I get those mini little sweet peppers from Sam's Club.
Yeah,
got a bunch of fruit. So what I usually do is a salad or just like a really balanced meal, like talking like a protein, either some sort of starch or a brown rice, and then vegetables on top of it, or a salad with basically like turkey.
I like that.
Turkey cheese because you need the fat. And then I usually do overnight oats in the morning because if I don't have something in front of me in the morning, I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So what I've been doing is I've been substituting. I drank skim milk my entire life, but I think the whole is the way to go for the vitamin D and the omega-3s and all this kind of stuff. So it's actually really an enjoyable thing. I do third of a cup of oats, third of a cup of whole milk, handful of blueberries, some cinnamon. Oh, spot on.
Oh, I love that. That's my go-to as well. I do the blueberries, the cinnamon. I don't use the whole milk though. I usually go like 1% or 2%. But I have heard a lot of people love that whole milk. Do you ever hear of you ever hear of a thing called GoMad? It's called
GoMad. No, I've never heard of GoMad.
Gallon of whole milk a day.
Oh my God! For what purpose?
I don't know. I think it's these people bulking or something. Who the hell knows? But that's actually a thing.
Oh man, I heard a lot about raw milk recently, and I've always wanted to try it, but I haven't got my hands on it.
I'm worried about that. Wouldn't you get sick or something?
That's what I think. But we eat sushi.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean. It's coming out of a cow's sack, you know what I mean? I worry about it. I'm just saying. I'm sure I'm sure Amish like drink it, so I don't know. They're probably.
You got to look at you got to think about the Amish. I mean, they've been eating just bare bones, just nature for thousands of years.
Yeah, and I mean they're some of the most fit, hardest working people on the planet, I would say.
Yeah, I guess to counteract the incest, they go with the Whole Foods, and that balances out the health.
Yeah, God looks favorably upon them for doing that.
They're unbelievable. Well, the Amish, they're almost like a really attractive society. Everything I've heard stories that they pay everything is cash.
Yep.
If they don't pay, I guess they don't pay taxes.
Oh, is it like I won't say tax avoidance, but or it's tax avoidance, not tax dodging, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's. But I think I think if you have a business, you probably have to pay taxes because you see like these communities, they have like furniture stores and
that
restaurants and stuff, so they probably have to pay taxes there. I would think, But I think in their day-to-day lives, they don't pay taxes.
It's got to be on the books, I guess, if they have a business. But yeah, I guess if they're just exchanging cash, like, oh, I gotta build Jebediah's shed, they go cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cash. And I have some friends in the healthcare business, and they said that when they come into the hospital, they live next to these Amish communities. It'll be like they'll go in and they'll have a bill. It's like whatever, $30,000. It'll be like 15 guys just show up with cash, and they pay it. The community pays it for you.
That's crazy. So they're like they're really like close knit with their communities and stuff. Like you see them build these sheds and they put them up in like a day, and it's like a massive like 50 by 50 shed. But I mean, they come out, they all work together, I guess. But that's crazy that they come in with just bags of cash and
that's
pay
something
for
we should all look at that. Building each other's houses and just carrying cash.
Yeah, I know. Why don't we do that? Yeah, I think that's a great point, Dixon. I think communities should be more involved and supportive of each other, for sure.
I can't even get a parking space where I live. Forget paying my medical bills. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like it's definitely an attractive thing. Like who do you ever carry cash?
No, I mean, you know me. I never have cash on hand. I'm always walking to that ATM, paying like the $5 fee that it costs. I don't know why I do it. I really got to get on my game.
Yeah, my girlfriend has never had one single piece of cash in her entire life.
Never
in the wild. It's never has cash. And sometimes I have cash. Then you got to go to the ATM, and like you said, you swipe the card.
Yeah.
And it's out of network or whatever, and you pay the fee, and it's boy.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's a good thing that people should learn to, and it also hurts more when you pay for stuff because you're physically seeing it leave your possession. Yes. You're like, oh my god, okay, I gotta pay. You go out for lunch and you pay like $20 or whatever, and you're like, okay, whatever. Right. I'm just $20. It's on my card. I got paid this week. But if you're physically handing over that cash, you're more aware of it, and you probably won't be as quick to go and buy things like that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. It definitely helps you keep track of what you're spending.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what kind of meal prep you got going on? Same thing? Is it a high protein? Is it a bulk? Is it a cut? Is it a special? Is it just straight up?
So what I do and what I've found that's fantastic, because you know me, I like my sandwiches, right?
Oh, you're a big sandwich guy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I found these burritos. They're very large, by the way, but they're only 45 calories per single burrito. So what I do,
nice.
I cook up like a bunch of chicken, like batch chicken. I put that little like Mexican seasoning on there, and then I just throw that and put some like low fat whatever inside there. I know some people use Greek yogurt in place of sour cream, but I just put like a little dab of sour cream, some lettuce, some like green salsa on there, or salsa verde as they say.
Ooh, yeah, okay, very good.
Put some of that on there, and then just wrap that up. Have that for lunch. I made rice and chicken with a little buffalo sauce in there with some zucchini. That's really, really good. Amazing.
That sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good.
And then for breakfast, I make breakfast burritos. So I use those same 45 calorie things. I use turkey, sausage, and eggs, and some peppers. I cut it up. I batch prep it, and I make like 12 burritos, and I just have them in freezer bags and like vacuum packed.
Right.
And then you just pull it out, you microwave it for a minute. It's delicious. It's amazing.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, so it equals out to, probably like, I would say like 14, depending on how much you have, it's like 1,400 calories a day. And then I'll have some shakes and stuff to bump it up. So yeah, it works out pretty well. I like it.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I that sounds like a pretty good thing. I try to do like, I should be better with the calorie counting, but I noticed that if I eat better, like solid meals, like not just like straight up junk, I feel better,
Yeah, absolutely. And
makes the old stomach feel better too.
Yeah. And if you're eating that stuff, then your calories are probably fine to begin with. Now I'm trying to, because like you could obviously overeat, like I could overeat all this stuff and be way above my calories for my cut, but I get it down in the calorie counter, but then after a while I'm eating the same meals over and over and over again, so I know what I'm getting, so I don't really have to track it constantly.
Oh yes, that's a good idea. Yeah, then you have the outline of where you're going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yet again, I know we had the whole keto arc and everything like that.
Yeah, there was a keto arc there for a minute.
It was, but now that we're done with the vacations, we're done with the going out and everything, I think I'm buckling down. I'm doing meal prep because I can. because I work from home most of the time,
Right.
and I'm just doing that, and I really think that's the way to go. If you don't get tired of eating the same thing, you got to make good food though. I feel like for meal prep, you
Yeah.
want to be able to eat that for like an entire week and not get tired of it.
Right. There was this
So
concept I was introduced to recently. It was like I forget, I don't know what the exact thing is, but basically you cycle through the same 5 or 6 things throughout your week. So like if Monday is like whatever night,
mhm.
Tuesday is this, Wednesday is this, but it's the same setup, and then you're cycling through your meals. Like you have 2 or 3 meals for each of those nights, and you cycle through them.
Okay, I got you. But
Yeah,
do you have to cook those every single night?
just the specified night.
Ah, okay, okay. So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
meal
yes.
prep is not involved in this then.
No, the meal prep is not involved. So it's
Yeah.
and then the big thing I've heard, the best recovery meal I've heard about leg day. You want to hear what I've heard?
Oh yeah. Let's hear this. I'm super
Steak,
interested.
steak and mashed potatoes.
No way.
That's what I've heard. I don't know. Who the heck knows? Probably
I like it. I buy it.
yeah, probably a anecdotal one-off, but I've heard that a few times.
That's I'm gonna try that next time I do legs. And I do not like doing legs, but I'm gonna
Really?
have to. Yeah, I don't know the squats and everything. I got to get on the leg press. I think I'm not a huge fan of squats. I know that's like the golden like lifter move, but I I just don't like them. I feel like I'm not good at them. For how large I am, for how obese I am, I should be able to push up a lot more weight. But
Right.
I'm doing like 225, and that's like nothing. That's like laughable to some people.
Oh, come on. I mean,
I'm
I used to be. Come on. When I was in that iron warehouse I used to go to, I used to squat like 190 with like perfect form, and it was difficult.
yeah, no, it's hard.
Got to keep those toes and knees lined up, and then
Yep.
squeeze your cheeks. You're good to go. Yeah, but definitely the leg press. That'd be awesome because I do double leg and I do single leg and I do heel raises.
See, I really gotta get into that because I
Yeah,
almost feel like I get more out of the leg press. I don't know. That's just me though.
yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
I'm yeah.
There's definitely the different leg presses that are available. I loved leg day. I love leg day. I love lifting legs.
Wow.
My legs have always been the one item on my body that have consistently looked good throughout my life.
Yeah, you do.
So
Yeah, you got like bricks for calves. You really.
yeah, I really am proud of the old legs, and I really enjoy lifting legs. So like a lot of time, I would spend time just on the squat rack and doing deadlifts and all that kind of stuff. So I
Oh,
really
I
I,
love
lo-
it.
I love leg days.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
See,
Now I've been focusing on my arms, and I do arms early in the week, and sometimes not consistently, but sometimes I'll trail off. Like my workouts will get inconsistent as the week goes on.
yeah,
So
no, I hear you.
but I've been hitting arms consistently, and my arms are starting to look halfway decent. So I'm like, all right, well maybe I'll get
Wow.
into this too. So it's like, you know what, putting it all together. If I could just just get rid of the gigantic 55-gallon drum that is my gut, we'd really be onto something here.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I see.
Hmm.
I got the gut. I got the love handles and everything, and I hate that. It's so annoying because
Yeah.
that's the last thing to go.
Yeah, I'm really so bad with that. I will drop waist sizes before I drop actual stomach fat.
Really.
Yeah, like I have a really easy time with waist size, like all the time. But when it comes to like aesthetics, it never really carries over on the old core job.
So I kind of like that though. I feel like you're lucky because when I go up in weight, my waist just like balloons up. That's literally the first place the fat goes is to my waist.
Yeah,
I hate it.
yeah, I'm the exact opposite. It goes right to the old tum tum,
The old tum
and
tum.
I've been like a consistent pant size like probably like the last 2 years, even with cuts,
Damn.
with bulks, everything. So it's like, well, I never really tried to bulk. Because let me take that back. With mostly with cuts, bulking
Yeah.
happens on its own.
Yeah, exactly. I'm non-committed to the bulk, but it happens anyway. I've been in a consistent I'm gonna try to cut phase, and
Yes.
it's so damn hard. It really
Yeah, it's
is.
tough. It's tough.
But hey,
I'll
we're
tell you
making
what.
it happen.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Over the last couple weeks, I felt a lot. I felt a lot better. It's almost like it's working.
Good, good. See, like you took the red pill advice. You're working on yourself.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that Andrew Tate. He's your boy. I don't know if I buy into all this.
Man, I don't like that guy. The more I watch him, he's a friggin' goon. Who the hell even knows what he's talking about? He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
It's so funny because since we talked about him, I was familiar with his stuff initially, and it was kind of like your take on it was like, okay, well, it seems like there's a tide turning. It sounds like it might be decent. Maybe it's a little extreme at some parts, but overall, okay. And now it's like, and that was kind of the temperature that I saw out there. And now it's going the exact opposite. It's going like anti-Andrew Tate in like a few short weeks.
Yeah, everything that we predicted is just like, it's just turning around. It really is. And I really thought that this was going to be like the next like anti-SJW thing, but it's really just turning into, well, fuck Andrew Tate. Like he's a moron. He's an idiot. And then it just, he just kind of like, he's probably going to be a flash in the pan, honestly.
Yeah, we'll see how his career. Andrew, give us a call.
Yeah, Andrew.
Talk about it.
Yeah, come on the show, buddy. We're waiting for you.
Yeah, we'll see what Andy has to say.
Yeah, give us the old Andrew Tate bump. We'll take some of your viewers over here.
I love it. So speaking of bumps,
yeah.
Nothing goes hand in hand more with a bump than EDM, electronic dance music.
Little drug turn there. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we all know you're a big fan of that nose stirrup.
Allegedly. That's
So you made a really interesting point in the intro. You said there's kind of like a lack, or either like a lack or just a disregard or just not sort of off the radar young producers that are out there that are like, you know them, you know who they are. And so if you look at the list, Tiesto, 53. Armin van Buuren, 45. Deadmau5, this surprised me, 41 years old.
Wow, holy crap, I didn't know he was that old.
Neither did I. David Guetta. This also surprised me, too, because he's looked ancient since he was with Akon. And he was Sexy Bitch.
Yes.
54 years old.
Wow, holy crap.
Yeah. Diplo, 43.
Oh, my God. I didn't know Diplo was that old either.
Neither did I. Steve Aoki, 44. Calvin Harris, 38. All right, he's on the borderline. Here's another one. Cascade, 51.
Oh, my God.
Eric Prydz. This was also surprising to me, but not really, because he's been around literally since forever. He's 46.
Jesus Christ.
Fat Boy Slim. You saw this one coming. He's 59.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's about all the ones that I come to mind. But you have Tiesto. I looked at Tiesto's YouTube the other day. He has a new single out with that Charlie XCX or whatever it is.
Oh,
I don't care. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
He just keeps getting bangers. Now, I'm not saying he's still in the studio mixing stuff, but he looks like he's made of porcelain or wax. Or
yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Yeah.
And he keeps just releasing music, and it's funny because my girlfriend, we're big club rats, and so is her dad. Her dad is really into EDM and DJs. He used to play Tiesto when all they played him was on college radio when she was a baby, and used to rock her to sleep to early Tiesto. And
he spanned generations, literally.
Yeah, David Guetta was born in 1967. The Beatles were still a band in 1967.
That's so funny when you put it that way. And now he's out here with bangers. That's incredible.
Yeah. Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it's that, you look at the production aspect of what Tiesto was doing in the 90s and what David Guetta was doing in the 80s and 90s, is that you had total lack of technology. They're working on tape. Yeah. They're working on, they're probably working on analog, things like that. And you're probably physically layering sounds and putting sounds together, kind of like on Smile, which you don't approve of.
Throw that one in there.
Literally, like manually, I imagine. And they're crafting beats, which they're probably, they were way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
When they first started.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that adds to like the whole craftsmanship of it. They probably really peaked their expertise in like because they're like literally hands on. They're not just sitting down on a computer. They weren't going on FL Studio just like typing these beats in. Like you said, they were literally physically doing this stuff, and I feel like that really helped them get to their expert level way faster than it would be if you're just on the computer, because there's like a tactile feel to it. I feel like you're really thinking about how everything goes together. You're not just mashing something up and saying, "Oh, now this sounds good. Okay, this note I just put in sounds good. They had to think about it, and I think that's why they
Right.
became masters of their craft and why they're still
Right.
here.
Right. You're absolutely right. And
Hmm.
that goes on with what you were saying. I wonder if it's the fact that maybe you have just basically a million wannabe Tiestos that are just behind the computer screen in that what's that thing? Grapefruit, juicy fruit. What's the name of that
Great Fruity Loops.
thing? Fruity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toucan Sam, or yeah. So,
So, and maybe it's just so accessible. I mean, let's be honest, and you know this better than anybody because you make really solid beats. It's
oh wow,
probably really difficult to make a decent
yes,
track or a decent beat on Fruity Loops. You could do whatever you want there.
yeah, at
Yeah, it's
a
got to be
hundred
quality.
percent, 100%, and anyone could go on there like right now. Anyone who has never seen it before can go on there right now and probably make something. They could go in there and make something. It's super accessible,
Right.
but I feel like you probably, unless you really try, unless you really sit down and learn about like even music theory or how these guys built their beats back in the day, or the chord progressions, things like that. And if you're just sitting throwing shit at the computer until it sticks, then
Right.
I would argue you're not really crafting your expertise.
Right.
You're not really getting into it as these guys did. So, okay, to talking to the accessible point of it, it seems like if you say that, then there would
Right.
be more young and up and coming EDM producers, but there's not, which is strange.
Right.
And maybe that is because everyone could do it, but they're just complacent and they just keep like, oh, I'm just going to try to make a beat today, but they never learn anything. So they're just producing
Right.
these things, uploading them to YouTube, whatever, trying to get big on any of those upload sites where you could upload your thing and you upload your song and get it voted on, and they're just kind of spinning their wheels. And maybe
Right.
they're never able to really fine tune their craft.
Yeah, I think that's true, and that's if you look at Above and Beyond, and those guys are old too, but they started later.
Yeah.
His the one guy, I forget his name. I think it's Tony. He said like he never really intended to be a DJ, and he never really wanted to be a DJ. But they all have an understanding of music and how it works, and like you said,
Yes.
chords, changes, and transitions. And they have that. I don't know if you ever saw it. They do an acoustic concert, and they have an acoustic album, and it's basically classical music and guitar and singing of their electronic songs,
Oh my
replicating the
god,
sound.
that's awesome.
So yeah, it's really cool. And then so to understand what goes into okay, where I want to layer this, what I want to build, what sounds good
Hmm.
here. And if you ever listen to those songs with like headphones, like noise canceling headphones, you could pick up a whole bunch of stuff in the background that you really want to pick up, but without it, you would notice.
I love that when you can
And
pick up
yeah,
like little details that they throw in.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the case for all these talent, these top name guys, because they understand that, like you said.
Yeah, when they make a song and when they put everything together and you're vibing with it so much you don't even notice the things. I think that's the the workings of a great track because you're just in it, and like and
Right.
all the little details they put in it all meshes together, it all works together, and you're just listening to the song. Now, whereas like younger producers, I know I said this before, but they just don't have that. Like you said, Above and
Yeah.
Beyond could go and play an acoustic set of all of
Right.
their electronic music that they made. No no amateur producer could do that.
Right. Right.
Absolutely,
Right.
it couldn't happen.
Right. And that's really that's something else. And I guess the way to learn how to produce EDM and make EDM is probably you don't want to listen to a ton of EDM. You want to listen to everything.
Yeah,
You don't want to start just I'm gonna do this because then it's like like all those like sound bits and stuff.
yeah. And
I don't
and
know.
then at that point you're just kind of mimicking what you hear, and you're not really getting your own flavor into it. And I feel like that's probably the issue, and that's why you just don't see young and up and coming EDM producers. And for that reason, I feel like I don't want to say EDM's dying, but I was actually looking at the YouTube trends,
Wow,
and EDM
that's
is
big.
actually it peaked between like 2015 and 2016, and it's been on a steady decline as far as
Wow.
people searching for it on Google. So, I mean that could say something, but these guys are these older producers are still producing bangers like constantly. They're always making like
Absolutely.
singles and stuff.
What happened to Flume? Remember Flume? He
Yeah,
seemed like he
yeah,
was pretty promising.
yeah. He was a younger guy. He came around when Martin Garrix was coming out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Martin Garrix is really young from what I saw, from what I looked up. He's pretty young, which is surprising me because I feel like he's been around for a while. But
yeah,
he
yeah.
was one that was cool. He would have like his. I remember his live shows. There were keyboards, and he had a bass, and he'd have different things that he was like kind of going through.
I like
He's
that.
more on the pop side, but like he seemed like he was kind of promising, and I haven't heard much from him.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like they. I don't want to say they fall off, but well, actually,
Yeah.
he started Area 21. Did you hear about
Okay.
that? It's like his
I
offshoot.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, Aries went out. That's true.
yeah.
Good
I
call.
think he's been working through that a little bit, but yeah. I mean, you just don't hear like. Remember Chainsmokers when they came out? I was all about
Yeah,
them.
Chainsmokers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like you had all these up and coming DJs, but now it's just like you just don't. There's no one like Galantis. I don't know. I think they're older
yeah,
though.
Galantis.
Galantis is
Yeah,
great, but yeah, you just don't hear like there is no like chain smokers like, oh my god, you hear this song? It's by so and so, some
yeah,
young
it's true.
producer. It just doesn't happen anymore.
Except for like remember when Timbaland was big?
Timbaland, yeah,
And
yeah,
who's I keep saying he's like Timbaland. The guy, DJ Khaled.
yeah. Oh my god, he's a
God,
mess. That
he sucks so bad.
he's friggin' terrible. I saw this one video of him like actually quote unquote mixing. And he thought he
Oh
was
yeah,
like
I saw
doing
that same
it. Yeah,
video.
yeah,
Yeah,
you might have
yeah.
sent that to me actually.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
It
I
is,
did. Yeah, but yeah, I saw that thing.
It
Yeah,
is the worst thing you've ever seen. It's
yeah.
he's trash. He's terrible.
He's absolute trash. It's a truth.
It's like someone day one could walk up to like a DJ board and mix better than him because he's just like I don't even know what the hell he's doing. But I
That
don't
is
know.
awesome.
I just think it's so that I could do a whole like show on him, but it's just so funny how maybe we will one of these days. But
Yeah, that'd be great.
DJ Khaled is like the quintessential like failing up. Like he
Yeah.
sucks, but somehow I don't know if he knows people or what happened, but yeah, somehow he is a top DJ. But
And then you can even go into like the thing, like you said, like it's so accessible, but it's not
mhm.
talented. Like I feel like maybe not so much anymore, but like maybe in the last like 10 years, you had all those celebrity DJs, like Paris Hilton was the DJ for a minute, Shaq,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
forgot about
Brody
that.
Jenner from The Hills, the entirety of the Jersey Shore cast, I think were all DJs at one
Yep.
point. And I think they're still around.
There's
Yeah,
one of them. There's one of them that's actually like super popular in Vegas.
really, probably
Yeah,
Paul
I think it is. Yeah, yeah,
or
Paul.
Pauly D
Yeah,
or whatever.
Pauly D. Yeah, Pauly Paul.
The
Yeah,
hell's that? That's a pretty catchy name.
DJ Pauly D. Here he is. Yep. So he's
That's
still
awesome.
he's still going.
I mean, but you're right. There's no chain smokers. I remember you were hot on the chain smokers. You're like, oh man, this is what got me into EDM. This is good. This is
This is EDM.
definitive.
This is totally besmirching every single DJ that ever came before them.
I enjoyed their stuff. I mean, I didn't think it was terrible. Now they're kind of getting a lot of hate. It seems like lately.
Really?
Yeah, just from what I see in the meme community.
Oh. Now why is that? Because they just like make the same songs over and over, and there's
Yeah,
like
I guess
nothing
they
really
do the same
behind them.
thing.
I mean, like
Yeah,
some
white girl
people,
stuff, you know.
yeah, some people say they're like the Nickelback of EDM, kind of.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard that. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Just like Florida Georgia Line is like the Nickelback of country. Like it.
You know, it's funny because Florida Georgia Line, the two guys, whichever one is which, the one with the not so long hair
Yeah.
released an album of like maybe a year ago, and it was like it's called like Beach Cowboy or Surf Cowboy or something. Number one, his voice is like really deep, which I didn't expect. Number two, the songwriting really isn't bad.
Really?
Then the other one, Tyler Hubbard, is the other one with the longer hair.
Yeah.
He has a single out or an album out, or he has had it out, and it's Florida Georgia Line esque, but it's a lot better than Florida Georgia Line. It's this song. He has this song I heard the other day. It's called 5'9", but Jack makes good whiskey, but God makes the good stuff.
Wow.
And I thought that was pretty good. And then it's funny because there's this one line. He's like,
I like
he's definitely putting you on because he said, "Dry wood makes good fires. Good year makes good swings." But you would anticipate him to say
Oh,
tires.
a
Yeah,
little misdirection. I like that.
yeah. But actually, the solo, it doesn't seem like their songs are that bad. And you know, there's some I like Florida Georgia Line too.
No, I do too. Like
Yeah, it's like,
just
yeah.
it's fun music to listen to, honestly.
the worst concert I've ever seen
Yeah.
twice in my
Yeah.
life is Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah, I remember you told me that. You said you regretted it like immediately you go in there.
The worst concert. I was there with your brother, and your brother didn't have a ticket, but somehow
Oh
got
my
in.
god, he's something else. Why was he even there? He doesn't even like country.
Who knows, man? But yeah, that
Yeah,
was. I saw them the first time. I'm like, oh, this is kind of shitty. And I saw them again, and it was still just as shitty.
that's a shame. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe they should try to be DJs. I mean, they kind of did like the whole rap thing. You know, they were pretty
yeah,
much there. They had a lot of electronic influence in their songs too.
yeah. Nellie's basically like their third member, from what I remember from
Yeah,
seeing their singles.
yeah, I know. I remember that. I hate
Uh,
it. I'm so sick of that song. What was that song? Their first like big hit.
oh yeah, you make me want to roll my windows down and cruise.
Yeah, yeah, crew. Yeah, I'm so sick of that song. That's the one song that I just cannot listen to from them.
You know who really dropped off?
Who's that?
Lucas Bryan.
Now what happened to him? I thought he was still
Well, he had.
huge.
Well, he's popular. I think he's popular. He's not as popular as your boy Morgan Wallen
No.
or any of the other guys like
Yeah,
Luke Combs and all these other guys are really kind of making it happen.
of course.
But Luke Bryan had most possibly the best country pop album of all time with Tailgates and Tan Lines. Every song on that album is just exactly what you want summertime radio to be. It was just perfect. And he didn't write any of the songs. Everybody else, a whole team of people wrote the songs for him. And I'm just sitting there. He has a couple songs that you've heard. Drunk on You, I Don't Want This Night to End, Tailgate Blues, kind of things like that. I'm thinking like, imagine sitting down and writing Drunk on You. I mean, just so catchy. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I know, and it's very un-Lucas Bryan like too. It's
right.
I feel like you could tell that he didn't write those songs.
Yeah, and it's wild because, I mean, that album was so good, and it's funny because everybody's like, "Oh, production, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Chris Stapleton, who's the big guy, you've probably heard of Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah, of course,
smoothest tennis. Yeah, right. And I didn't like any of his stuff ever. I think he is overrated. I don't like him. I think he's really typecast into this kind of outlaw, but not really.
Yeah.
He released an album a few months ago, maybe about a year ago by now. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. This is really decent. Here it's produced by Dave Cobb, who just is the guy in Nashville if you want to have like a new sound, if you want to sound legit, if you want to have some craft in your music, like he really puts it together, and he produced that album, and it totally makes sense that it actually sounds better and sounds good.
Wow. Now he didn't produce Tailgates and Tan Lines, did he?
No, that's outside of that was outside of his scope.
Okay, I see. But yeah, but it's isn't it funny though how like you just get a certain producer and they could just make you sound good like based on what they give you to play and everything. It's pretty incredible.
I had the chance to meet an artist, Dylan LeBlanc, a few years ago, and he has a band. I don't know, he's kind of I don't know, always off the deep end. It seems like. But he had a sound, and then he worked with Dave Cobb, and it totally changed his sound. And the album is incredible. And I said, well, what's it like working with Cobb? He goes, he's in the studio with you, playing what it should sound like and what it should feel like. So he's like, he's there with you every step of the way. And he goes, he has an idea of what it sounds like, and he makes it sound like that. It projects onto the album. I think that's awesome.
That is a talent because to be able to take what someone says. I mean, this could go back to the EDM guys. Like they knew a sound and they could put that onto their music. I feel like that is because you could have a sound in your head. You could be like, oh, I want it to sound like this. This is what but I don't know how to do it. If you get a producer that could do that, I think that is like quintessential.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
there's your assignment for next week.
Yeah.
Dylan LeBlanc, Renegade.
All right. Let me write it down here. Dylan LeBlanc, Renegade.
I think that's what the album's called. Stand by. Yeah, Renegade.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, I got it. All right.
Listen to the album versions. Like the videos are kind of so.
Okay. All right. I'll put this on the back burner and listen to it. I think you'll like it. Great. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, I just want to say this about Luke Bryan, and I've always thought this, and it kind of pisses me off. He's got that he's got that physique where he's like pudgy, but and it's kind of fit, but he's not really. He's like an in between. He's like in between. But that pudgy physique is what I look like when I get fit.
Okay.
I don't know. That just always kind of pissed me off. That's all I want to say about him.
Well, he makes the country girl shake it.
He's pudgy. He's always wearing these tight ass shirts, like way too tight for him. Like
he's maintained the same weight for I don't know how long he's been around, 10 years. It's amazing.
I don't know. I just always hated that. But
no, I'm with you. I understand where you come from on that, because it's if it were you and I. Just walking around like that with those tight t-shirts, I say, "Wow, look at the tits on this boy." You know what I mean? Like it'd be
yes, yeah, 1,000,000%. I think that's why I hate it. I'm like, this guy, he looks like a bag of milk. Like he.
I love that phrase.
I love that too. Like I'm looking at him wearing this like this like flannel from Kohl's here, and he looks like he's about to bust out of it. I could see the love handles busting out. But yeah, girls love him.
There you go. When you say like, what do you look like? Oh, Luke Bryan. Yeah. Like, oh my God.
Oh wow. Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm gonna say now. I'm built like Luke Bryan.
Built like Luke Bryan with a talent like Tiesto.
Yeah.
And
wow.
I'm like, who are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Awesome.
Good stuff.
So what do you have for us? Are you ranting today?
Yeah, no, I wanted to bring this up just really quick, and this is a huge thing.
Yeah, it is a huge thing. I'm really, really, really kind of processing it. I'm pissed.
Yeah, you know, as if us millennials couldn't get hit with more bullshit.
Right. Just
today, it was released that Dodge is discontinuing the Charger and Challenger models for 2023. The muscle car era, as far as Dodge is concerned, is over. Everything is going to be EV now, electric vehicles. That's it. Now,
so they're not going to make. I'm sorry, they're not going to make an electronic version or electric version of that at all.
No, that's the question. I don't know. Maybe they might go to like a you know, they might make a Challenger EV kind of thing
that's so
like
stupid.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I remember watching the Super Bowl, and I was talking to one of our buddies. I'm sure you know him, but we were
know exactly who you're talking
to. we were sitting there, and I was watching all these, like, every commercial was an electric vehicle. Every vehicle commercial was for electric vehicles. I'm telling you, it's happening. Like, they're getting rid of no, they're not. That's never gonna happen. We're gonna have gas forever. I'm like, it's literally like a law in 2030 that all vehicles from 2030 on is going to be electrical. He's like, no, the muscle car is always going to live. Well, here we are now, today. Dodge is stopping production of an, I would argue, iconic muscle car. Now, I mean, I would never buy one. I hate Dodge. I hate the whole like Chrysler Dodge Jeep family. I really do. Same. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a shame because like people love muscle cars and everyone else is going to fall in line eventually. But like we're literally living through a transitional period in history that you know, like our dads and our grandparents, like they loved muscle cars. That's all they had was like big V8 muscle cars, and now and we, you know, people buy them as, you know, for fun or whatever, you know, your fun vehicle. But now that's gone. It's not going to happen anymore. So I think that's like a pretty big implication. Like, I mean,
it's huge. Yeah,
it is. Like, think about it. Like 2 generations from now, no one's gonna know what a muscle car is. They're gonna be, oh, you drove a V8. Like, what is that?
Yeah, I have a V2. Like, you know, my battery's $80,000.
Oh, my battery just broke. Oh no.
Yeah.
Elon, help me.
Yeah, I do not see the appeal. I do not see, even if gas got to be whatever it could be, I do not see the appeal or the advantage to an electric car. I just don't see it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, some of them are cool with the features and everything, but I would first of all, there has to be like major changes to the infrastructure of all of America for something like this, and it's just not there right now. Like, and here's another thing: like poor people, lower income people that are going to have to buy eventually, like in 2060, when all old cars are like dying and stuff, and like your car's breaking down, you have to buy a new vehicle. It's going to be electrical. What do you are you going to pay like the another $1,000 to put a charging station in your house? Like
Oh
how do
God.
you do this? What about people that don't have garages? How do you do that? What if you have a space like at an apartment that's not right next to a charging station,
Hmm.
or is like an apartment going to install those? I think it
Right.
runs into a lot of issues, and
Absolutely.
I don't think we're ready for it, which is why I think we're kind of jumping the gun on like, oh,
Yeah,
20.
logistically it makes
Yeah,
no sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Um,
I don't know.
the question I have, I wonder if now you're going to see like the changing tide because you have like those grease monkey mechanics that make like $10 an hour. I wonder if in the next 20 years with the specialized stuff, basically just plastic, but with branded as this higher technology, if you're going to have like an in-demand career as like an auto mechanic.
Oh, because
Because it's
everything
gonna,
is like,
because yeah, because it's
yeah.
going to be a whole different specialty. The I have a coworker that has an electric vehicle. The battery you can't jumpstart, no matter what. It's a tow.
Oh my
It's
god.
actually not even. It's not even electric. It's a hybrid, and you can't charge. You can't jumpstart the battery. So anything goes wrong with it, which is often. Uh, it's a tow. It's a tow job, and she the it's a female. I'm not saying
Mhm.
anything that
Yeah.
maybe she fell for the marketing of it,
Right.
but
We're not saying that here.
yeah, but the way she parks, it's just like grit and soot and like just terrible chemicals on the pavement where she parks.
Really?
Yeah,
That's freaking awful. So it's
yeah.
like leaking. Like, does she have an issue with the battery? Like, what's going on?
It has to be something with the battery because it's like you could
Oh
kind of
my
tell like okay
god.
radiator fluid, you know what that looks like, you know what
Yeah,
oil
yeah,
looks like, you know what this looks like. This is like a copper gold residue, like looks
yeah.
like I don't even know what, like it's like looks like gold leaf on blacktop.
That's bad. That's terrible. Is that like the lithium ion battery leaking?
It's got to be something with the battery. This is the only thing I think because I think the battery in that hybrid is probably gigantic. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Um, it's probably gigantic, or it's probably like there's probably like six of them or something, ridiculous.
yeah.
And so there's got to be something going on there. But like no matter what, and that's the other thing too is no matter what, it's a tow to the dealership. It's no
Oh my
going to your
god.
neighborhood guy or I called my dad or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? It's you're
Yep,
going
yep.
back to the dealership with a tow truck.
So every time if you ever if even if you let your battery die that you can't start it, like the starter goes, you're
Yeah,
getting towed, and then you're screwed. You can't. Oh, hey, get
yeah,
the jumper cables out. Hey, could you give me a jump? I just
yeah.
need to get home and like change the battery. No, you can't do that. Wow.
Exactly. You know what? It'll be like you would think. Oh, people are going to say, "Oh, I'm not putting up with that." Dude, look what we put up with gas. It goes up, it goes
Yeah.
down. You're paying through that. Like we you get used to these things, and it's this society, man. I don't know.
It's it is it's pretty terrible when you think about it, and I don't know. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to give it up. I'm not ready to give up the
No
gas
way.
vehicle. I know you're not a huge. You like muscle cars to an extent. Some muscle cars, right?
Oh my God, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm a muscle guy. I grew up in a muscle car household. Dad's got a
That's right.
few.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder what
So
he's gonna think
absolutely.
about this. Yeah.
Oh, God, I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's really a scenario. The best thing you could probably do is buy something reliable now and
Yeah.
hope it lasts like 20 25 years, something like that.
I would say so, and I think gas is probably going to go down in price once like EVs get out there. Honestly, I think once we hit the like halfway point, I feel like gas is just
Yeah.
going to keep coming down. But then it's like, then you're going to have to convert gas stations to have charging stations and gas at the same time. And then
Yeah.
like if you want to go on oh my god, Dixon, think about this. What if you have, let's say you're going down to the beach somewhere, and it's like a route that everyone takes. Like everyone from up north goes down south, and they all take this
Yeah.
one route to go to this like certain beach, whatever it may be.
Right.
What all those charging stations along that route are going to be jam packed on the holiday weekend. Like you're going to be
Yeah.
sitting there for days to
Yeah. For
to
days.
like literally because it takes 2 hours to charge. You're saying that like if you have like 100 vehicles going in to try to charge, oh my god, I can't even imagine. It's going to be terrible.
What about city traffic? Like you could probably waste a lot of battery sitting in traffic with the idle and the air conditioning on and everything
Oh my
else.
god, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if you're driving in like New York City to get across town, it could be like
Yeah.
an hour. And what happens if your battery dies?
I read
And
something that's only going to be logistic, like you said, until they have charging stations like gas stations. And
yeah, yeah.
and then I saw an article. I'll have to send it to you. It was a guy drove. It was either like 300 miles. I think it was 300 miles, 350 miles, and it took him like 24 hours.
Are you serious? Why?
Yeah,
Because he
with
had
the
to
electric
stop it.
car.
Oh my god. Because he had to stop
Uh,
and charge, I guess, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think we're not ready for it. I don't know. That's just my take. I was just really upset about this, but we'll see where it goes.
I agree with you. I am the same way. I think it's a sad state of affairs. Not to mention the inflation bill, which basically is a climate change bill.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
even look into this.
yeah, it's basically a climate change bill. They're also blaming an article I read recently is blaming childhood obesity on climate change.
What?
Yeah, climate change is a factor in our childhood obesity because it's hot. It's too hot out, and they can't get outside.
That no, I don't. I don't think so.
Um, it's it, you know
That just sounds a little crazy.
climate change evidently affects diverse populations greater than it does white people.
Oh my goodness.
And I think it's one of those things that you can control without really fully explaining and just go into full on crisis mode, like AOC.
Yeah, it's just like you don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, we have to stop this now. It's dire. We have to do it, and it's yeah.
I think Al Gore predicted. I think we were supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be the end of the world by now. According to Al Gore.
Wasn't it like 2010 or something like that that he said it was gonna?
Yeah, it was something like that. And then it was something else. It was we have
What if I could find
AOC,
it
I
looking
think, said
quick?
something too. It was like 7 years. We have like 7 years. Meanwhile, Obama has a house on Martha's Vineyard, which will be literally inundated by water. So just it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like when you see people that do shit like that, it's like, okay, how much do you really believe that we're gonna get flooded by melting ice caps?
Right. And I guess my question is too is the muscle car market. While it's a market, it seems like it's so niche that is it really going to make a difference if you take, I don't know, say 100,000 muscle cars off of the roads?
Yeah, no, yeah, it definitely is a niche market
Yeah.
for sure. I'm not, excuse me, I'm not really sure, exactly how many people buy every year. That'd be a good thing to look up, but I think it's gonna. I mean, I want to say it's gonna like bring like customer dismay and like they're not gonna buy your product anymore. But at the same time, it's like, well, you can't buy the product anymore, and you need a car, so
Right.
what are you gonna do? I think maybe in the meantime we'll see prices of these like used V8 muscle cars go up, but
Yeah.
I mean, after a point, everyone's gonna own all of them because they're gonna be gone
Right.
after
Exactly.
this year. So you know,
Jeez. Who would have? Yeah.
yeah, there might be like collector's items or whatever, but yeah, it's
Who would have thought?
yeah. I mean, that was like an iconic American staple, but yeah, there it goes.
2016 Dodge Challenger, 5 miles. Bid now. Like who'd have thought? I mean,
Yeah, I know, right?
and
Like I
Biden
said, I
has
would
a
never buy
Mustang.
one. Does he
Yeah.
really?
Biden has a Mustang. What is he gonna do when they give him the keys? He drives it. When he finds the keys in the drawer, they lock up.
Oh God, I can't.
I mean,
I can't even
he gets
imagine
in that
that poor
muscle
soul.
car,
I can't even imagine that poor soul driving. It's oh Jesus.
especially when you have to shift and you have a clutch. Maybe it's automatic. Who the hell knows?
For God's sakes, I hope so.
Yeah, please, Lord.
Oh my God. He's something else. I can't wait. I can't wait for the election. We're gonna. By the way, guys, if you're listening to this point, God bless you, and we're gonna be doing live election coverage. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep. Mark your calendars.
Yeah, if we can make it happen.
Oh, we'll make it happen. 100%.
Wow. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. Oh,
Well,
yeah. So that's all I got, Dixon. I don't know about you.
I mean, this was. I think we really covered our bases here.
Yeah, we did. We got a lot of info on the show. We got a lot of back and forth. I had a good time, and you know what? It's getting late on the late night show here, so
11 o'clock news comes up next.
Yeah. 11 o'clock news comes up next. Keep it locked in.
Give it dialed in.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.